What up, though? Y'all know what this is. Respect the worst if you don't respect the best. Top tier podcast. I am Ledge. Let's get right off into this. Queen of the Ring Panic Room 4 is going down in about an hour or so. Just wanted to give you guys a prediction piece, you know what I'm saying, with this card. Hopefully it don't go on the radar because, you know, as Debo likes to pretend like nobody else covers this shit, even though he's only talking about like the mainstream bloggers because he doesn't really watch this stuff. But it's all good. It's all love. I'm going to still do my due diligence, do my job as a podcaster. Like I said, like I pride myself on touching on all leagues. I'm pretty much very sure that's why most people even tune in to me because, you know, I'm not hitting y'all with all these slogans and very entertaining, but I can talk this shit because I really research and do my work on everything. So I'm gonna get into this real quick. I do want to say that this card is very veteran laden, which is probably if you're coming off the heels of their last card with New Jersey Twerk and Miss Hustle, and a lot of the gripe was some of the names that were on the card after 40 and Couture. You know, after those two battles, the names kind of like escape people. Like, I don't know who this is. You know, outside of RX, I think she's built up enough steam to where people know her. But some of the other names were kind of like, we're paying this much and we don't know who this person is. So, even though there were good battles on there, like Mulatto Black and Cheddar, like that was a fire battle. And I personally know both of them, like, not personally, but I've watched their battles, so I'm familiar with them. But the vast majority isn't. With this card, a lot of big names that you're familiar with on here, so shouldn't be no excuse to not tune in. It's also on pay-per-view. I believe it's $30. And yeah, this is a much more well-rounded, it feels like a more full card, like an actual big event card. So we're going to go right into it with Misfit versus Farrah. Misfit has been away for a while. Farrah has been doing her thing here and there. I just don't feel like Farrah has ever really been amazing. I feel like she's been good in spots, but I don't feel like she's ever had 3 amazing rounds. And not saying that she necessarily needs that to win a battle, excuse me, or to win this battle. I just feel like, based on the heels, and shout out to Queens of Battle Rap on 15 Minutes of Fame. They went live. You know, you can catch Queens of Battle Rap live. I believe it's 7 to 9 every Friday. And they went live. Shout out to Nomad for taking some of my questions when the women were calling. Misfit had called in, and I believe I asked her a question: was did the face off, you know, tend to lend you to maybe add more to your repertoire, like as far as like were you done writing and then you had the face offs and you seen something she said or something that might tip you off and was like, no, I'm gonna add this. She straight up said yeah, and I'm like, okay, so she was probably, I wasn't gonna say she was gonna go light, but you know, it motivated her. Whereas I felt in a face off in the exchange, Farrah just didn't really seem that engaged like she should have been. It wasn't intense. It wasn't like a main event type of feel. She's always had this blasé attitude, but it never transitions over to her material. You know, somebody who's like blasé, like T-Top. If you ever watch him in a face-off, he's not really talking wild shit. He's just whatever. But then when the lights come on and he's on stage, he's wilding, like he's wilding out. She doesn't do that. It's not like her switch comes on when she's on stage. The same blasé, you know, attitude she gives you while she's in the face-off or in these sit-downs, her material translates to that as well. So off of that alone, I got Misfit 2-1, possibly 3-0. I'm not even going to lie to you. I just think Misfit, her camp seems to always let her know about her material. She seems like she has a very... It's just about being aware, self-aware of what you're good at and what you're not. And Misfit seems to have honed that in much earlier in her career to where she knows the levels that she can reach. And she knows how to play to the crowd and things of that nature, where Farrah kind of just writes what she writes. It don't even feel like she gets, this shit critiqued by anyone other than maybe Shuni. And she just goes about it wherever I wrote. That's how it comes across. I could be totally wrong, but that's how it sounds. And when I hear her and watch her, that's what it feels like. So I got Misfit 2-1 in that one. Heavyweight matchups. Shayna Ashley versus C3. C3 was also on Queens of Battle Rap yesterday. She called in and she was talking heavy. I expect C Ash to be on her bully shit, try to get a little physical and all that. C3 said, look, that's not gonna bother me, that's not gonna throw me off my game. She sounds like she's making it seem like she really has a game plan. She said she didn't want to give away too much, but she said she had some things in store for her. And I was like, I'm wondering what that could be. But then she admitted that she's just finishing up writing, like as we speak. Now I don't know if she's doing that to just fuck with us. This could just be, it could be a lie. But she didn't, but if it's not, I had C Ash winning 2-1 anyway. But the fact that she said that, I'm going to go C Ash 2-1 firmly, like a clear 2-1. Because you're just writing for an opponent who's been sitting on bars watching you, like you just battled Cashflow Rizzy on Bullpen, free of charge on YouTube, on Shrug Life Network. I'm sure she watched that, studied the game tapes, and got a full-fledged game plan. Now, what could hold C Ash back is her ability to choke and stumble. But the flow is there, the bars are there, the delivery is there. So I got C Ash 2-1 clearly. Alright? Moving right along.
Yo, want to talk to you real fast about Anchor, alright? Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. That's pretty dope, right? All you have to do is go to anchor.fm/start. Once again, that is anchor.fm/start. You'll get acclimated. Look, man, on here, there's podcasts for literally everything. Food, movies, entertainment, health, fitness, you name it, they got it. So why don't you come on in, grab a seat, and start podcasting soon.
And I'm sure this is like a match everybody's been waiting for. Well, not waiting for, but I'm sure this is the one that, as far as on this card, that people have been anticipating. And that's the male versus female aspect of this card, where you got Shuni, the rapper, versus Shotgun Suge. I can see this playing a number of ways, but correct me if I'm wrong. This is a one-rounder, I believe. And if this is, first of all, I wanted to address something because shout out to Nomad. He had asked me a question about what I said about how I feel about men being on these big cards, these big Queen of the Ring cards. And I guess Debo went live one day and he kept asking the fans how he felt. How did we feel about these matches where it was like Queen of the Ring versus Bullpen, or just them locking it in against men in general? I just felt like in order to take that necessary step, you guys have to stand on your own legs. I feel like these cards like that, when you look at that NJT versus Hustle card, yeah, it got more eyes on it, and that's a good thing. But what happens is when you have a card that's not with those names, it's not going to get that look. So, like I said, Cheddar versus Mulatto was fire. RX versus Torture was fire. If those battles could have stood on their own without NJT input, then more eyes would have been on those battles, focused on those battles, as opposed to the fiasco that happened within that battle. Also, when you transition to the next, because at some point you're gonna have to book an event. You're gonna have to make an event with all women on there, and what's gonna happen is people are gonna be so used to you having a guy on there that they're gonna lose interest just because you're doing something different. So you might as well kind of like take that aspect out of it early to get people acclimated to watching full on just women versus women throughout the whole card. Because at some point you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to show that they can stand on their own, and that's what I was saying. Like at some point you can't keep relying on the guys for that push, because Smack and everybody built their brands without dipping into the women's bag until later on. Like you gotta prop up these new coming women and let's see, can they swim. So off of that, I got Suge with winning this battle because if I recall, it's just a 1-rounder, and that's when he's at his best, for that 1 round where he got all of his energy, where he's fresh, so he can move around, bounce around, where his aggression is full. Because if you look at him in a 3-round battle, he tends to fade because his stamina isn't there. Because all that performance and bouncing and talking and growling, he just isn't conditioned properly. So his voice goes, he breathes heavy and things like that. But you tell him just to rock out for a whole round, I think he's going to have too much aggression, too much energy, too many hard-hitting lines for Shuni. And Shuni, I feel like she's actually the reverse of that. I think she gets better as the rounds go. Like against QB, I thought she got better each round personally. So it's going to be a good battle. That could be battle of the night. Usually the guys versus the women are pretty dope. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's battle of the night. But I'm going to go with Suge on that one. KCJ versus Vixen the Assassin. Both are veterans. Different styles, different demeanors. This could be a goodie. Condolences to Vixen, lost a family member recently, so I don't know what space she's going to be in. You know how battle rap is, though. You know how battle rap is. Is KCJ that type to touch on something like that? Would she be respectful of that? That's going to be critical because we don't know. I mean, we've seen it. I'm not going to sit here in front like we haven't seen it. Like, I hope not. I hope not, honestly, because I don't know. It's so soon. It's so soon. It's way too soon. Like, it just happened. And you don't know how people react to that type of thing. So, I just hope it's just bars. And I'm going to go with Vixen because Vixen probably will be motivated. And I just think stylistically, the way she raps and the way she rhymes is more of a modern day style. She's a little more fast, a little more quicker to the punches. They both got energy, but Casey sometimes she has a slow build. Sometimes she kind of goes at a certain pace that doesn't lend itself well versus someone who's going to be constantly going at a certain speed that's going to be a little bit faster than hers, a little more up tempo. So I'm going to go with Vixen in that one, 2-1. That will be a good battle. Also on the card, Jade versus Panic. Jade, I seen her last battle against Charisma. Charisma is nice too. People were sleeping on Charisma in that building. But Jade was nice, fire. Like, she got that, that accent, that talk, that just command. What she say? She said something like, can't speak gambit. Something about, I forgot how it go. Something about the can't speak gambit, fire. You get fired on. You play with your cards wrong. You get fired on. Something. It was cold. She is dope. Panic is dope too. She's a Midwest chick, Chi-Town, and she don't play, man. She's aggressive. I seen her versus Matrix. I believe that was versus Matrix, yeah. And Matrix lost. She stumbled a lot. Matrix is dope too. She just got to get it together. She's got to prep way better. And so this is a close one. I actually think this could be a sleeper for Battle of the Night. I really do. But I'm gonna go with Panic. I'm gonna go with Panic. I think that's gonna be an upset to most because Jade has been around doing her thing, and you see her at events. You see, she's there. People rock with Jade, but I think Panic is going to really step up to the plate because she can be aggressive. She really can. She really got a good stage presence about her. So I think that kind of cancels and evens things out. And it's just going to come to hard hitting lines. And I think Panic is going to have just a few more hard hitting lines than Jade. Don't sleep on that battle. Again, Panic Room 4 about to go down. Hope you all enjoy it. And that's it. Real quick one. I know I've been like throwing out episodes a lot lately, but hey, I had time to do it, so here you go. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I'm gonna spend time with mine for sure, and also my grandmother. I love her too. So, yeah, that's it. Happy Mother's Day to everybody around the world. And with that being said, keep it battle rap. Love.